and welcome to episode 20 of Super Flashy Arrow of Tomorrow. That's right, I know which episode it is this week. I'm your host, Sir Cussalott Travis Pointer, and I am joined by my co-host, Mara the Shark Watkins.
Hello, everybody. Happy International Women's Day
Yeah, we're recording this on International Women's Day.
for my female listeners and viewers out there.
Yes. I love the women's. I said I like women. Women. Wonder what that dude is doing now.
Hopefully, not hopefully, but probably trying to get women.
I don't know, man. He said he's not gay no more. I don't know if he's. I think he's still gay, but we'll see. That's completely irrelevant though, because we're here to talk about Supergirl, Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, and we usually talk about Arrow, but there was no Arrow episode this week, so we're not talking about that. Why'd you make that face, Mara? Fix your face.
My face is fixed.
You were over there judging me, and I saw it, and I don't like it.
No, I wasn't judging you because my computer, it messed up or disoriented your, sound and video, so I thought you froze, which is probably why I made a face.
I see. That makes sense then. Mara joining us from the great city of New York, and I'm down here in San Antonio, Texas. In case you all didn't know that by now, we're in two different places because we're awesome like that, and we can do this from across the fucking country. Get like
in
me.
Different time zones.
Yeah, man. Get like us. But anyway,
let's start with Supergirl.
Yes, we can start with Supergirl, but before that, I want to tell you about a little something called Acuity Scheduling. That's right, we are now one of those podcasts that threw ad reads in the middle of what we're doing because, we're moving up in the world. So, with Acuity Scheduling, you never have to ask a client what time works for you ever again. With Acuity Scheduling, clients can quickly view your real-time availability and self-book their own appointments. Even pay online, reschedule with a click, and eliminate 100% of the drudgery. It's an official term, drudgery. Yeah. So, I use Acuity Scheduling. I actually do. I'm a photographer / videographer in my spare time, and I use Acuity Scheduling. You set your own availability and all that with it. So, when people are coming in, they can use all that. They don't have to ask, hey, when can you do this? When can you do that? It's all built in. It's cool shit. They can pay through it too. I love it. You should try it out. If you want to try it out, click the link in the description now. Give it a try. It's great. You'll love it. But yeah, now we can talk about Supergirl, Mara.
Luna kind of smiled at that too.
It's because Luna knows Acuity Scheduling. It's awesome. Made my life so much easier. But anyway.
I check it out myself.
You should. But yeah. Now, let's talk about Supergirl. This episode was called Exodus.
So many feelings about this episode.
Oh, tell me about your feels, Mara.
Well, it kind of went all over the place. There were things that I agreed with some of the characters, and there were some things I was just like, the fuck are you doing?
Let's talk about that. Well, the way the episode started off, all the aliens are getting snatched up by Cadmus because, they have that list, the alien registry. And we need to warn all the aliens about it. So Kara's like, let's do a story about this shit. And there's this whole struggle with her and her boss at, Catco, let's do a story. And he's like, we need sources and yada, 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 and all that shit. So that's going on. And then...
I'm not going to lie. It just kind of seems like anytime we see her boss, she's always struggling with him.
Well, that's what he's there for.
And I'm not kind of, surprised by.
Yeah, that's kind of what he's there for, though. We also got that fake news reference when he mentions you end up with fake news and all that kind of shit. So that was cool. Um, then when you see, this whole thing with Jeremiah, Papa Danvers, Alex is not dealing with this shit very well. Like, she's tripping. She's off the reservation, and yeah, it was just a whole lot of her doing things that just make no fucking sense. But it's okay.
Don't help at all.
Yeah, you weren't helping the situation at all, Alex. What are you doing? Why are you doing this? This is why you ended up on this spaceship by yourself, and it's about to crash, or it's about to get blasted off in the middle of nowhere, and you're fucked because you're hard-headed. But I digress. Going back to where we were, we got a Jimmy sighting in this episode. He's been missing for a while.
For real.
But when we do see him, he's playing third wheel on, the date with Wynn and Lyra, his alien girlfriend. Which the two of them, he even said it himself, like, yo, I tend to fall hard for women, but I think this is the real thing. And you know what, Wynn? I'm happy for you.
I'm really happy for them, though.
Yeah, man.
I'm happy for Wynn.
Getting him some alien poontang.
Right.
She seems to be into him. He's into her. And like he said, she speaks Wynn. So, seems to be a good match. And I'm good.
Waiting for him to say I love her. Waiting for it.
Oh, he'll say it. But then Cadmus attacks the bar, which kind of figured would happen because it's kind of well known that's where all the aliens go. So,
right.
Just like, yep, they're here. They're attacking. They grab Lyra. They're about to get away with everybody. And
is it Lyra? I think I've been calling her Kyra.
It's Lyra with an L.
Yeah, no, you're right. It is Lyra. Because I remember thinking it was Lyrica, and then I was like, no, it's Lyra.
Who's Lyrica? I've heard that name before.
I don't know anyone named Lyrica, but I've heard that name before.
I don't think I know anybody named Lyrica. It seems like it's just somebody who's like famous for some reason. Like, not even really famous, but just people know who this person is. I guess that is the definition of famous, though, huh?
Yeah.
Whatever. But anyway, they take her. We get a Guardian sighting because, they're about to get away and shit. And he snatched the dude up by his neck and shit.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Because Jimmy's been gone. Maybe Jimmy's been going other places to be Guardian.
Interesting theory. Maybe.
Maybe they just don't want to give him airtime. I mean, fuck it. Maybe they're racist. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe
I'd say that.
Maybe they're just as bad as Mara and they just don't like black guys.
I'm not racist. You're going to stop pushing that theory out there.
I'm not putting a theory out there. I'm just stating facts that you are not here for Jimmy having anybody because he's black.
You are pushing. No.
See, you tend to be okay.
Girl from Get Out. I'm crying. No.
You tend to be okay with every relationship people have that doesn't involve him, but as soon as he's involved, you're like, no, not the black guy.
No. It was just fucking Kara. Shit.
See, you don't even know who it is. It doesn't matter who it is. You just don't want him with him.
It just wasn't Kara that I liked him with. It was just too much. No.
Oh man. Yep. That's what she said. Ah.
But how do we know she said it?
We don't. We never know, but we assume. But anyway. Speaking of which, never mind.
No. Say it.
I'm just saying, like, did he even get a chance to get any before she broke it off? Like,
that's what I was saying. I don't think they did, and that's how this whole thing started. Because you assumed that I said they didn't because he's black, and that was never the case.
She was like, "That's too much." Nope, and that was it.
Wait, have you seen this trailer for this movie called Girls Trip with Queen Latifah and Jada Pinkett and the two others whose name I don't remember or know?
And Regina Hall's in that too, right?
Yes. So it's the
Yeah.
fourth girl who I don't know.
Yeah, she
Okay.
was in I forgot what she was in. The other girl. I know who you're talking about
Yeah.
though. I've seen the trailer.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So you know the part where Jada Pinkett and that one dude are like in the
Oh, I don't
bathroom
know the
about to kiss.
trailer like that. I just know I've seen it. But what a like,
Gosh.
I'm
So there's
sorry.
one part where he like has her sitting on the counter and they're like, making out, and she's like, "Move your arm," and he's like, "Oh, that's not my arm."
Giggity.
That was you saying that's what it was like with Kara and
Yup.
Jimmy.
Yup.
All
Yup.
right.
Yo, like I wonder. We'll have this conversation later. I'm sorry. This has nothing to do with what we're talking about. Remind me, we got to talk about that later because I have a theory and it's kind of like
Yeah.
complete. Yeah. Anyway, let's see. We got a Guardian sighting. You know, they get one of the Cadmus people. Prisoner. Wynn is tripping because they got his girl.
Hey, take the man's girl.
Oh yeah, I get it. I get it. I'd be tripping too. But yo, Alex on this prisoner, like she got medieval on his ass. Like,
Yo, and then John pulled her back, and she's like, "I would have stopped." Yo, okay.
no, you wouldn't have. And the thing is, I really don't care if she did. Like, I'd have been okay if she killed him because he really wasn't giving him shit anyway. So
Pretty much,
beat
like
his
John
ass
was
until
just
he
like, he
tells
can't
him
give
something.
us anything if he's dead. And I was like, does it really matter? He's not going to give it to you if he's alive. So
My thing is, John could have got the information from him.
John said his mind was being blocked off from him.
They could have got around it. He didn't try because he doesn't like to go up in people's heads and shit. I feel like he was just saying that
Maybe
because he doesn't like doing it.
that's a theory.
So in this quest to get the story out there to warn the aliens, Kara tells her boss like, "Yo, interview Supergirl." And then when she came in for the interview, she did that thing that I fucking hate. She did the fist on the hip thing. Yeah, that shit. God, I thought we were past it. I really did. I thought we were
No,
done with it. I was so happy, and then they did it again. There's
I
no
don't know.
reason for her to stand like that when she comes into the room. Like, why? Why? Why?
Maybe they're just like, why not?
Because it's stupid. That's why not. Like,
Hmm.
she walked in, like, she flew in. I saw her just like, damn, damn, damn. Yeah. But, he was like, yo, she really didn't
Kara.
give me anything. I'm not running that story, blah, blah, blah. And then we got this whole thing with Jean pretending to be Papa Danvers to test Alex and all that kind of shit.
Now, let's talk about this scene. I was just kind of like, in the follow-up scene when Kara comes and explains, John's actions to her from like a sister point of view.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of I agree with Kara. I was like, your emotions are all over the place with this thing,
That's what
and
I was saying.
you're gonna fuck up so bad with this.
Yeah, man, that's what I'm
And
saying. Like, yo, why is she so pissed at Jean? Like, you talking about like, oh, you shouldn't have done that. You should have trusted me, but you just proved you couldn't be trusted. Like,
right,
yo,
like
like he was right. Like
like I
clearly,
was I was like, oh shit, her dad's asking her to do this shit, and I was like, please don't do this, Alex. Please don't do it. And then she's getting ready to do it, and John's just like,
what the fuck, bro? Yeah,
checkmate. Like now, and then Maggie, and you know me, I'm Team Maggie all day long. And then
enabling,
Maggie goes,
enabling.
and right, I was like, that's not healthy, girl. That's not a healthy relationship right there.
Yeah, man, I got it right here. I wrote it down like in my notes after she said it. Fucking Maggie, she's an enabler. Like,
Like I would have been like, yeah, they're right, girl. You're gonna get yourself hurt, or you're gonna get your dad killed or something. Like,
Alex even thought
nope.
she was gonna say that. Like, that's the whole thing. Like, clearly, She knows everybody else is right. She has to know.
She knows better.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So like I felt like Alex was completely in the wrong today.
I did like, the little secret Lois and Clark reference they did though. We're going back to Jeremiah where he was talking to Cadmus lady and she was like, "You're the only Superman we need," because he played Superman on Lois and Clark. I'm like, look at that. Yeah. Dean Cain plays Superman. I get it.
I'm sure not many people got that reference.
That's okay. I got it. That was for me.
It wasn't for anyone else but me.
Yeah, man.
That was most of my feelings to it. Was just like the enabling, and then Alex going on to like do what she was doing, and then had that whole pep talk with her father. Don't even ask me. With her father, and now then he had to do that whole fight scene.
Yo, listen.
Because Mama Cadmus was like, well, Mama Luther was like, "Don't you do it."
Let's get back on them for a second because they once again brought in this cyborg motherfucker, and
I know how much you hate him.
I really do, and it's like I try not to bring it up, but then they just put it in my face because they put the camera right on it. It's just like you couldn't even just do a better job of positioning the camera. Who is your cinematographer? Tell him to do better on that one thing. Everything else is great, but just that one thing, you're showing the plate on the side of the face too much. Like, it doesn't look right. You need to shoot him from the other side. That's what I think. But I feel like they spent so much money on that little plate on his head, they had to show it all the time. Instead of doing, like I said, when they showed him at the beginning, it looked like it was a part of his face. It was like inside of his face.
I know how much you hate him. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know. Let's see. We also got this whole thing when Kara's like, "Yo, maybe when Lena told her like, yo, just post it on a blog, when you try to get the word out and shit."
I do like the idea of like Kara playing like Kara being like this her own kind of publisher and doing a blog.
Let's talk about that for a second because we're like, here's my feeling about this blog thing that she did, because she didn't post it until late, like after they were already about to go out and start saving shit, and then like they stopped everything from happening, and then the blog was just pointless because they stopped it anyway. You know what I mean? So like she lost her job for no reason. I'm watching this and just like, yep, was it worth it? Was it worth it? That's what you get for listening to Monel. Oh, peer pressure in ass.
I mean, now she can be on her own though. She can be independent.
Without a paycheck.
Well, I mean, she could be like us and just work her way up to get some sponsors.
I mean, yeah, she can, but like she doesn't have a day job. She can't pay the bills right now.
Who needs to pay bills when you're Supergirl?
I mean, she can just live with the DEO. That's possible.
This is true. Be like, God, I need a salary now. I'm out here saving the world and shit. Like, I need a salary.
Yeah. Like, I'm your most valuable asset in the DEO. I need a paycheck. And I need quarters so I can fuck my nail. Oh, man. So, yeah, we got this whole, so we got to stop this whole thing from happening on the ship. Them sending the people away on the ship. Like how they just decided, like, yep, we're just going to blow shit up. That's how we're going to stop this from happening. And they were like, yeah, we can work together to make this stop. Because when like, maybe I can do this from here and all that. Nope, it was all Kara. She had to, use her superpowers and super strength to stop the ship from taking off. It all came down to her. So there's no team effort. There was all Kara.
Yes, but like, was I the only person who thought that while she was pushing the ship, that when they finally got it to stop or slow down,
It should have
that
crashed.
she was gonna, huh?
It should have crashed.
No.
Oh, what were you gonna say? Because that's
I
what I
thought
thought.
that I thought like that one point she closed her like she blinked,
Oh, you thought she
but
was
like
gonna
she
pass
kept
out?
her eyes closed for mad long. Yeah, I thought she was gonna fall out of the sky, and Monel was gonna catch her.
That would have been a very CW thing to do.
Exactly.
But no, they didn't do that. Like I said, I thought that like she did the whole thing, stopping it when it from going out into orbit and all that shit. I thought it was gonna crash. And I'm like,
No.
well, I thought it should have crashed. I didn't think it would, but I thought it should have.
All right.
But yeah. Anything else you want to touch on with Supergirl?
No. My points were really about her falling out of the sky and Maggie's now an enabler.
Yeah. Maggie's an enabler. Thought she was gonna pass out. Jean really didn't do anything wrong. All right. So that's it for this week's episode of Supergirl. There's no episode next week. But
When it comes back, it looks crazy.
yeah, man. We got new aliens showing up. They say, like, yo, Monel is the Prince of Daxam. Like, which is crazy to me because, like, yo, he's like the prince of the whole planet. They don't even have countries on the planet. Like, he rules, like, the whole planet.
Wait, they're saying Monel is the prince so instead of him being a hand to the prince, he's actually the prince now.
Yeah, that's what's crazy to me because I thought I was crazy. I'm like, wait a minute. I could have sworn in that episode it showed him was like, the prince's like right hand man or some shit. And the prince was like, yo, you get in there. I'm gonna save you.
I thought he said he was the hand to the prince.
I thought in the episode they showed he was the hand to the prince.
They showed it, but I feel like when he said where he was from, I feel like he also said it.
Yeah, exactly. But you also saw they were bowing to him too and shit, so we don't really know. But yeah, it's
Well, that would explain a lot to what Jeremiah meant last week when he said, "I know who you are."
right. So yeah, we got that.
Mm,
So we'll see what happens. I believe this is the other episode that Kevin Smith directed too, so that makes me excited.
that always makes you excited.
It really does. It really does. Well, that's it for Supergirl. Let's move on to Flash. That's the other show. Yeah, Flash. It's been a
That's
long
the
day.
other show.
It's been a long day, Mara. All right.
Okay.
This episode was called The Wrath of Savitar. So it kicks off with Wally and Jesse training with Barry, trying to get Wally fast enough to where he can save Iris. And they're like, yo, you are just barely fast enough to be able to do this. So, like, oh.
You know what I kind of don't get?
What don't
They're
you
over
get?
here training Wally. How come they're not training Jesse as well?
Because her speed
Or
wasn't
also just,
because her
huh?
speed wasn't progressing as fast as Wally. That's why he asked Wally to help. Because like, yo, your speed is progressing faster than mine was. So you're the one that's gonna have to save Iris. Jesse wasn't progressing that fast.
Okay.
At least that's what I got from it.
I'll take that.
Yeah. She seemed to be probably progressing about the same speed as Barry was. So like I said, this is weird to me too because, depending on what you're paying attention to, whether comic books or, other DC shows like Young Justice, like Wally's not as fast as Barry. But it's whatever. I have another theory about Wally too. I'm about to blow your fucking mind. But
Oh, no.
so they say, yo, Wally's just barely fast enough to save Iris. Like, yeah, you did it, blah, blah, blah. Then we had that awkward moment between Julian and Caitlin when, he first, shows up and shit. So you're just like, why don't y'all just, Go ahead and fucking get it over with. But no.
Right.
And Barry and Iris announced their engagement, which you saw in the last episode. I kind of had a feeling like, yo, something's going to happen with this because they didn't show her saying yes. I thought she was going to say no.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. I thought she was going to say no for the reason that they bring up later why she breaks it off. Because I thought she was going to say, yo, you're only asking me this because you think I'm going to die. And she was going to break.
But look what happened.
Yeah, fucking Wally happened. But because she was all good. All was hunky-dory. They were happy. Like, yo, we're engaged. All is well. Yada, yada, yada. And then Wally goes into the future and sees shit like she's not wearing a ring here. Yada, yada, yada. Hey, Barry, tell her why you blah, 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 blah. Like, oh, fuck you.
Right? Like, it doesn't have to be the reason why. Maybe I just wanted to speed things up because I love her.
Speaking of which, let's talk about Iris's reaction to the whole thing. What's done is done. Let's be solution-oriented here. Listen. Who the fuck cares? You know he's going to try to marry you anyway.
Right? Like, we were all waiting. Like, come on. Joe has been waiting for him to probably propose to Iris since they were like kids.
And this whole thing about him not asking Joe for permission first, I'm like, yo, I thought we got rid of that back in like the 50s. But what the
I also have a whole thing about that, but I'm not going to talk about it here. I'll just explain it to you later.
Okay. But that whole thing, I'm just like, really? Why are you tripping? So it's not just me. She really was tripping. Because it's just like, listen.
Everybody was tripping.
Yeah, there was a whole lot of tripping going on.
This whole episode is nothing but people tripping.
Like, especially, like, I thought Wally was tripping at the beginning because he was getting his ass whooped by invisible Savitar.
Now, Wally's literally tripping.
It was funny. Like, he's seeing his mama and shit. Like, yo, she's dead, bro. Like, that's not her. But, speaking of Wally, here we go. You ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
I think Wally is Savitar. Let me tell you why. Because when they're talking to Savitar, they're like, where did you come from? Like, when do you create it? He was like, soon. And then he also said, I came about because of actions that you're going to take. It's all about you. You're the reason why I exist. Also, Savitar was in the Speed Force. The Speed Force does not exist in linear time. Speed Force is in all time, all the time. Which is why Wally could have been in there for so long and become Savitar while he was in the Speed Force. Which is why he knew about Wally. Why he decided to bring Wally in so Wally would be brought into the Speed Force so he would exist. And that would explain why, when you see the future, like you're like, where the fuck is Wally? While this is happening anyway. Wally was there. Just not the way you thought he was. Because he's fucking Savitar. And the way they do this, the way they stop this from happening, is bringing Wally back from being Savitar. Which brings you back to that whole theory about Joe being dead. Wally comes back and kills Joe to show he's not fucking around.
Oh, God.
And then he kills Iris to show Barry like, fuck you. I hate you. This is your fault. Even though it's his own fault. But still. When your head gets all twisted up like that, when you've been in the Speed Force for like thousands of years and shit, where you don't even know how time is passing, shit drives you fucking nuts and you turn into fucking Savitar.
Wait, so you mean the Wally that has speed, right?
Mm-hmm.
You think that's Savitar?
Yes. I think that when he got sucked into the Speed Force, he was actually in there for so long, he began to hate Barry and all that, and he became Savitar. Like, Savitar is Wally thousands of years later after being in the Speed Force for thousands of years. But within the Speed Force, you can travel throughout time.
Okay, so when Wally was like the Speed Force, you mean when Wally was having all those
No.
visions of
At
him.
the end, when Wally got sucked into the Speed Force,
Oh, okay.
that's when Savitar
Oh,
was
and then
born.
he becomes
That's
Savitar that
that's
way.
why Savitar said you were there when I was created,
Oh.
and that's when Wally was brought into the Speed Force. He was there, and that was soon. He said soon. Yup.
Okay.
Wally
You
is
know what's
Savitar.
crazy? So, um, the comic series for DC, the Rebirth ones, right?
Oh, you got on Rebirth? Okay, talk to me.
No, I was just thinking like when um so for anyone who's read the first issue, like the one
Oh,
that just
just
says
Rebirth when he
Rebirth,
was like trying to convince everybody that he really existed, bring me back in, and all that kind of shit. Yeah,
and he was like disintegrating, that's what I thought was happening to Wally. I was like, oh my god, they're killing Wally. Oh my god, they're killing Wally.
that would be interesting too. They got him out though in the comic books, but if they hadn't got him out, he would have became Savitar.
Yeah, okay.
At least that's my theory. That's what I think is happening. But we'll
Well,
find
we'll
out.
see what happens.
Yeah, man. That's my whole theory from this whole. That's my takeaway from this whole episode was that Wally is Savitar. He's going to kill Joe, and then he's going to try to kill Iris
Oh god, a lot of people dying.
because he wanted him to. Because you said Savitar was trying to get Wally to the point where he had speed and was fast enough to take his place in the Speed Force. So, yeah, all because of fucking Caitlyn, by the way, who kept a piece of the fucking little Philosopher's Stone.
Of course you did. Yeah, like I was confused when they said he's like, we got rid of the Philosopher's Stone. It was like, did we? And I was like, the fuck? Yes.
My thing was, even when they did it, like, yeah, we're gonna, you're in this stone. We're gonna throw the stone into the Speed Force. We're gonna throw the God of Speed into the Speed Force and think that'll control him. Like, that didn't
I'm
make any
dead.
fucking sense to me anyway. But back to her having a piece of it and not telling anybody, like, god damn it. Fucking Caitlyn.
Always Caitlin's fault.
Yeah, so they, Speed Force, Wally's in the Speed Force. Everybody's all upset and crying. Joe's like, it's not your
I
fault,
did thought
Barry.
that they killed Wally,
Nah,
like disintegrated him.
he just got sucked into the Speed Force and he became Savitar. I'm telling you, I'm calling it now. He's Savitar. Remember I said it, kids. Wally. Savitar. Anyway. So yeah, that happens. Everybody's all upset and shit. Jesse's crying. Joe's crying. Iris is crying. Like she walked
Joe
in
was
there.
a lot less upset at Barry than I thought he would
Well,
be.
that's the thing. It
He was
wasn't.
just
He
like,
knew it wasn't Barry's fault. It had nothing to do with Barry. It was fucking Caitlyn and fucking Wally.
well, yeah, I know. I'm just saying.
And the
But you
thing,
know how like Joe gets. Joe gets like emotional, and I thought like,
that's the thing. He gets over emotional like that when it comes to Iris because a lot of times when things happen to Iris, it's not her own fault. The shit with Wally, it reminds him of himself, like he says, and he knows a lot of it was his own fault plus Caitlyn. So he'll probably be more pissed at Caitlyn than he is at Barry.
well, just like Get Out told you, white women are the devil, including ones who have ice powers.
Oh man, and then eat their Fruit Loops separate from their milk,
Yo, can I just say,
separating the
I'm
white
normally
from the
not.
colors.
I'm not normally on my phone during movies, but one of my friends who I work with, she was sitting in the like towards the front of the theater, from where I was, and I was just like, I texted her, and I was just like, she's eating the cereal separate from the milk, separate colors from the milk, from the white milk. Like I was just like, she's like, I saw, and I was like, yo, that's super racist.
Yeah, man, stay woke. But yeah. Anything else you want to talk about with Flash?
No, I really just, I'm happy for the preview for next week's episode. it shows that Wally is not in fact disintegrated or dead.
Yeah, he's in the Speed Force, and they got like, yeah, we're gonna go get him. Barry's like, yo, I'm gonna go save him. Episode is called Into the Speed Force, by the way. And a bunch of old faces show up. We see, Eddie. We see Snart, who I'm still confused about because I swear we were told that he was going to be part of that whole Legion of Doom thing on Legend of Tomorrow. Like, where the fuck is he at? And
I didn't know if he was going to be part of Legion of Doom, but I do know that they said he would be coming. Sorry.
Oh yeah,
he would show up across different
they talked
shows.
about when they talked about the Legion of Doom. They said he was a part of it. That's why we were all like, "Oh, okay, he's
maybe
gonna
they
turn back
haven't
evil
reached
again."
him yet.
I mean, we're like 16 episodes in. They only have like 6 left.
I'm just saying.
But yeah. So he's going into the Speed Force looking for Wally, and then we got in the Speed Force, Caitlin is singing this lullaby, and it's really fucking creepy. And yeah, we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's Flash.
So now I have a new budget breakdown for Flash.
Okay, what's your budget breakdown now?
So 70% of it we know went to the Gorillas episode, like both of them.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so at least 30%. So like another 10 of it was left for the rest of the season. But like 20% of it went to also getting everyone to come back.
I know you all can't see me right now, but I'm just giving her this really blank stare right now. They just really.
Or we can say 70 of it went to like most of the show. But like, no, 60 of it went to the regular show. But like 20% of it went to Gorillas, and the other 20 is for this episode coming up for everyone to come up and show up in it.
That equals 110%.
No.
You said
60,
you said
2020.
You said 70 2020.
Yeah, I know. Then I changed it to 60. So 60 2020.
Now you said 60, but just now you said 70.
Did I?
Yeah, you did.
All right, so I'm changing to 60 and then 2020.
Anyway, because I don't think the actor that plays Eddie was that expensive. But anyway.
No, because
I think
he may be.
I think he was just desperate for work, and they were like, "Yo, come on in." He was like, "Okay," and he jumped in.
I mean, he keeps jumping across different CW shows, but I mean, he's also what's his face's cousin, so he's able to negotiate.
Whose cousin?
What's his face? Who plays Oliver?
Oh, Stephen Amell.
Yeah, that's his cousin.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're like direct blood cousins or something like that. Like his Robbie Amell, there we go, that's his name. So that's why I was like, the only reason he's still on CW is because his cousin is still there. He probably keeps negotiating contracts for him. But since I feel like he's like a lead player on the CW channel, he's able to negotiate some percentages for his little cousin.
If you say so. We're going to talk about Legends of Tomorrow now because, yeah, Mara's losing her mind.
I'm not crazy. Stop telling people that.
You are crazy, but yeah. Anyway, this episode was called Land of the Lost. And before
I really hate every time you say that title.
Anyway.
Are you happy there was dinosaurs?
Let's talk about that. Because I looked at the timing on this episode. It took 30 minutes and 33 seconds before I saw a fucking dinosaur in this episode. And that's without the commercials and shit. In a 44-minute episode. So we got 3/4 of the way through this episode, damn near, before we saw a goddamn dinosaur.
But there were dinosaurs.
There was one dinosaur 2/3 of the way through this goddamn episode.
I take it you're not happy with that.
No, I'm not satisfied at all with the level of dinosaur in an episode called Land of the Lost.
Well, I mean, Land of the Lost could also go for Rip's
it
brain.
Can't go for anything.
It
can't go for anything else except for the reference to the old show with the fucking dinosaurs in it. With the
I hate you.
Living in the land of the lost.
I thought you froze because you didn't blink.
I know. That was the whole point. Fucking with you for a second. Like, oh, is it over? Is he gone? Nope. Living in the land of the lost. Okay. But anyway, so
What I was saying was the title of the episode could also, apply to their
living
actual
in the
mission
land
of
of
getting the
the
real Rip back.
lost. Ah, I love you too. But
Yeah. But because, Rip is lost kind of in the real Rip is lost inside of his own brain.
but
So
he's
I
not
feel
in the
like,
land of the lost.
what?
But he's not in the land of the lost.
But Sarah and Jax were in the land of the lost that is called Rip's mind. So it could
That's not the
also
land of the
apply.
lost. They're just in his head. The land of the lost has dinosaurs, Mara. No, I will not let them get away with this. This is unacceptable. They didn't
You're
have
just
to
gonna
name.
send them like that?
Yes, they did not have to name this episode "Land of the Lost." They knew people like me would be all over it.
No, they didn't.
They did. They did. That's why they named it "Land of the Lost."
I mean, you figure half of their viewers are probably in the 18 to 40 or 35, whatever the categories are. I know it's 18 to
18
something.
to 34. Yes.
Exactly. Only a good handful of those people are going to understand the reference of Land of the Lost. You
Yup.
just happen to be part of that handful.
Yup. And they knew people like me existed, and they did it anyway.
But to think about the majority, no one else was thinking about it.
So they could have named it something else.
You're just going to argue for argue's sake?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now.
Okay.
Because I was not happy. But let's do a little discussion on, Nate and Amaya. Ray was in there cock blocking.
Isn't that what Ray does best?
Is it? Because
Be annoying
this
and
is
cock
really.
block.
But he really didn't block anybody else but them that I can think of.
No, not technically, but when Kendra was still on the team and Jax was very obviously into her,
Yeah, but she wasn't into him, so that I don't even think that counts as cock blocking.
well, I'm not calling it cock blocking, but I will say that Ray did try to interfere with it.
Well, that's because he wanted her for himself, though. That's just good, good old fashioned competition. I'm
It's
okay
the sport
with
of the
that.
game. Oh, we're just us women. We're just sport to you guys now.
Yeah, I thought you knew that.
National Women's Day challenge. You should be shaking.
Oh man, it's all about the hump for us, Mara. I thought you knew this.
I thought we meant more.
Of course, you mean more once the hunt is over. So we got Sarah, they get locked up because she's in Rip's head because, techno babble science stuff. We can go on Rip's head now and try to.
Yeah, I'll never understand that whole process
Don't
of
worry
how they
about it.
got there.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's not important. Just know they can
Because they're
go.
never gonna do it again.
Yeah, they can go inside his head and fix him. Like just accept it.
For story purposes, they're able to do it now, but they'll never do it ever again. How much you want to bet at some point in the future, maybe not even this season, there will be a time where they're like, can you just figure out what he's trying to do? And he's like, I don't know, I can't get in his head. And we're like, yes you can.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can.
We've seen you do it.
You've done it before. You can get in his head.
But for plot purposes, they'll never do it again.
That's probably why they went on and on about how, how dangerous it is and shit. Like, yeah, we can't do that again.
we got to make it seem very dangerous so they'll never ask us to do this again.
Yeah. Last thing about this episode, though, before we really, end this, let's talk about ripping Gideon. Like,
Gideon was hot.
He was into his computer. Like, if you think too deeply about what actually happened, it's kind of creepy. Like, yo, she's a computer.
You know what it reminded me of?
What did it remind you of?
You know that movie that came out a few years ago called Her?
I know the movie, but I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it either, but I pretty much get the gist of it, where the guy fell in love with his computer. So that's pretty much like what Rip and Gideon are. Only Gideon in his mind is an actual human being who is hot.
It's so weird, though. Like, if you think about it too hard, it's really, really weird. Especially when Sarah was just like, well, I guess that really didn't mean anything. Like, I just didn't picture you looking like this. And she was like, what? Like, kind of hot.
Like, what would you picture to look like at all? I would picture to being a talking thinking box.
I mean, well, Jack said, like, he pictured a redhead, but,
Okay.
But, yeah. Was there anything else with this episode you wanted to touch on before we skedaddle?
You know what I realized that we didn't talk about in Flash?
What didn't we talk about in Flash?
Very super-handed off Savitar's spiky thing.
Oh, yeah, they got a piece of Savitar now. Yeah, because he, did a vibrating hand that he probably uses on Iris every now and then and cut his head.
Stop your shit.
You know that Barry likes to vibrate inside Iris. You
Stop
know this. Why
it.
are you acting like this isn't
Stop
a thing?
Stop it.
You mean to tell me if you had a speedster boyfriend, you wouldn't want him to do that?
No, because clearly you can cut through things with that. I don't need that kind of trauma.
Yeah, but if he can control it, which he clearly can, he doesn't need to.
I don't trust. See,
he doesn't need to vibrate to the point where he can phase
I won't
through
trust
things.
him enough. I will not trust him enough to control that.
I'd just do it anyway. Without saying anything. I'd just be in there going at it and just vibrate a little bit.
No. Nope. No. Nope. No. Hell no. 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 You can insert the gif of Tracy Morgan doing the same sweeps too. No. No. Hell no.
So yeah. But what about Legends? Anything else from Legends?
No, that was it. We got to see Amaya kind of vibe with a fucking dinosaur, which I'm kind of curious as to how she did that, because I thought she only was able to channel African animals.
No, they never specified what kind of animals. It's just animals.
Oh, okay. Well, that's useful to have then.
Mm-hmm. Yep, she was able to communicate with the one dinosaur we saw in this fucking episode. I'm done with that. I'm sorry.
You're really upset about the dinosaur thing.
Yeah. So, the Wave Rider. Who's the captain now?
That's a good question. Because I remember we spoke about this before. It just how is it gonna work if Rip is gonna stay?
Mm-hmm.
Because I think we can both agree that Rip and Sarah both saying on some level won't work, because now she's been so used to being captain, and I can see that being conflicting for Gideon, because Gideon, at the end of the day, if Rip gives a command, she's gonna listen to Rip, and we all know sometimes Rip and Sarah don't see eye to eye on certain things.
Mm-hmm.
So what would happen if they're trying to give two different commands?
Exactly. So we need to establish a hierarchy here. And I personally think that Sarah needs to be captain. This team is,
the way I see it going
is more
that,
interesting when she's captain. But what were you saying?
The way I see it going, because we all know, now that Rip remembers everything, we know that the last person of the JSA has the last piece of the spear.
Commander Steel with the Apollo 13. Yeah.
Yeah. So like we all know that they're gonna go try and make sure he's okay. But
Hmm.
now he's going to the fucking moon, of course. What timing? But now what's his face is there.
Well, if I remember correctly, Apollo 13 never actually made it to the moon. But go ahead.
I never said I was good with history,
There's
but
a movie about it too.
huh?
There's a movie about it too.
Again, never said I was good with history. Never said Hollywood was either, considering that they whitewash all these historical movies.
I mean,
And
I
I'm
hear
not
you.
throwing shade out there.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, it was a movie too. Tom Hanks was in it. Forrest Gump was flying a space shuttle, and Lieutenant Dan was a mission control dude.
Nice.
I thought that was very fun when I saw that. But anyway, yeah,
But so
Commander
I
Steel.
see it going as, they're gonna try and save this dude from I can't remember his name right now. It's too late for me to try to think about it.
Thawne,
Um,
Eobard Thawne, Reverse
Thank you,
Flash.
Thawne.
Yeah,
I wanted to say Wells, and I was like, it's not Wells. So I had to fight myself inside. Like I'm having a conflict in my brain. Don't say Wells. Do not say Wells.
I mean, he kind of was Wells, but you know.
Shut up. You know what I mean? And I see Rip die. I don't see Rip making it through this.
See, like, I wanted him to stay evil Rip. I really did. I loved that. I was enjoying that.
But we all know they're gonna defeat the Legion of Doom anyway.
I
So it's
hear
either
you.
he's gonna have to be arrested or killed. So
Not necessarily. They can defeat the Legion of Doom without getting ripped. Like, he could have just been their big bad in the future. Because he knows them. He's like the perfect villain for them. Kind of like how Felicity would be the perfect villain on Arrow. Yeah,
yeah, I guess.
I'm still sticking by that because I want that to happen too. But
I never said that was a bad idea. I want to see them execute it, and I just don't know how they would do it. I mean, I don't know how well they would execute it because I feel like it would just create so much conflict. But I love conflict, so I guess I don't know.
conflict drives plot. But yeah, we also got this little
That was
moment there when Nate was just like, "Yeah, I can't keep things casual with Amaya. I like her too much. I saw her like do the thing with the dinosaur and shit. Like, yeah, I'm kind of in love with this woman now. So I guess I need to break it off." And he was like, "Yeah, I'll break it off tomorrow, cause yeah, we gonna get it on right now, and then I'll break it off tomorrow."
and then tomorrow he'll say, "No, tomorrow is definitely a better day."
Yeah,
And it'll keep going on that way until he proposes. He's like, "Now I'll break off the proposal like next week."
yeah. Then they're married, and then everything's all fucked up. But
And then it's like, "I swear we're gonna get divorced." And then you're like fucking 80 and still together, all old and cute and shit. And
and then future Vixen is never born because you destroyed the timeline. Um, on that Barry shit. Um, let's see.
I
What?
feel like no matter what, it always comes around to someone's fucking up the timeline.
Yeah. Whether it's Barry or it's Stein or anybody, like they're just fucking shit up.
Hmm.
But yeah, the next episode called Moonshot. There's a lot of space stuff happening. They're with Apollo 13. Thawne is there. You got some flashes. Stein somehow working with mission control. So it should be a
Maybe in their universe, they'll make it to the moon.
possibly, but I doubt it because their whole thing is preserving history. So they'll probably, do something.
Yeah, I guess.
But yeah, that's gonna do it though for this week's episode of Super Flashy Arrow of Tomorrow. Don't forget you can follow us on both Twitter and Instagram at Creation Magazine. You can find me at Sir Cussalott. That is at SIR underscore CUSSALOTT on both Twitter and Instagram. Oh, forgot also, keep forgetting about this. Facebook.com/Creation Magazine, CREATIA Magazine. You know how to spell magazine, I hope. What about you, Mara? Where can they find you?
nowhere now that you now question their intelligence.
They'll get over it.
But you can find me at Instagram and Twitter at @MaraDashark_. That's at MARADASHARK_.
Yeah. So that's going to end this week's episode. We'll see you again next week. Same time, same place, all that good stuff. Until then, stay creative, stay free.
Bye.